The year is 2013, a year that would be marked by one of the most catastrophic natural disasters in recent history. The world watches, captivated, as a monstrous storm gathers strength over the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. Meteorologists track its every move, noting its rapid intensification and the ominous signs of what is to come. This is Typhoon Haiyan, known in the Philippines as Yolanda, destined to become one of the most powerful storms ever recorded. With wind speeds reaching up to 195 miles per hour, it is a force of nature unlike any other. On November 8th, Haiyan unleashes its fury, forever etching its name in the annals of history. The storm makes landfall with a ferocity that leaves the world in shock, its winds and waves battering everything in their path. The Philippines, an archipelago nation accustomed to the wrath of nature, braces for the impact. Communities prepare as best as they can, boarding up homes and gathering supplies. But the sheer magnitude of Haiyan's power is beyond comprehension. Nothing, however, could have prepared them for the sheer scale of devastation that Haiyan would bring. Entire towns are flattened, infrastructure is obliterated, and the landscape is forever altered. The aftermath is a scene of utter desolation. This is a story of unimaginable loss, of resilience in the face of adversity, and a stark warning from our planet. Survivors recount their harrowing experiences, their voices filled with emotion as they describe the terror and the heartbreak. Yet amidst the ruins, there's also a story of hope and human spirit as communities come together to rebuild and recover. Haiyan's story begins innocently enough, a mere blip on the radar east of the Philippines. At first it was just another low-pressure system, one of many that form over the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. Meteorologists observed it with mild interest, noting its potential to develop, but not yet alarmed by its presence. But within days, this low-pressure system transforms into a meteorological monster. The conditions were just right: warm ocean waters, low wind shear, and ample moisture in the atmosphere. These elements combined to create a perfect breeding ground for what would become one of the most powerful storms in recorded history. Warm ocean waters act as fuel, driving Haiyan's intensification at an alarming rate. The heat from the ocean's surface is transferred to the atmosphere, causing the air to rise and create a powerful engine of wind and rain. This process, known as latent heat release, is what allows typhoons to grow so rapidly and with such ferocity. By November 6th, Haiyan reaches its terrifying peak, a Category 5 super typhoon, the highest classification. This means sustained winds of at least 252 kilometers per hour, but Haiyan far exceeded this threshold. It became a behemoth, with a well-defined eye and a massive swirling cloud mass that stretched for hundreds of kilometers. Winds rage at an astonishing 315 kilometers per hour, capable of ripping trees from the ground and tossing cars like toys. These winds are not just destructive, they are deadly. Structures that are not built to withstand such forces are easily obliterated, and even well-built buildings can suffer significant damage. The storm surges, reaching up to 6 meters high, threaten to engulf entire coastal communities. These surges are walls of water pushed ashore by the force of the winds, and they can travel several kilometers inland, flooding homes, businesses, and infrastructure. The combination of high winds and storm surges makes Haiyan a double threat, capable of causing widespread devastation. Haiyan is no longer just a storm, it is a force of nature unlike anything seen before. Its sheer power and the speed at which it intensified caught many by surprise, leaving little time for preparation. The aftermath of Haiyan would be a stark reminder of the destructive potential of nature, and a call to action for better preparedness and understanding of these powerful storms. The Philippines, a nation of over 7,000 islands, lies directly in Haiyan's path. On November 7th, the storm makes its first landfall in Guiuan, eastern Samar. The impact is catastrophic. Houses are reduced to rubble, trees are snapped like twigs, and entire towns are submerged by the surging ocean. Haiyan doesn't relent. It tears across the Visayas region, making 5 more landfalls. Each impact brings fresh waves of destruction, leaving behind a trail of devastation that stretches for hundreds of kilometers. The world watches in horror as the true scale of the disaster unfolds. Tacloban City, a bustling port in Leyte province, becomes synonymous with Haiyan's wrath. This vibrant city, known for its lively markets, busy streets, and welcoming people, is about to face an unprecedented natural disaster. The residents of Tacloban go about their daily lives, unaware of the impending catastrophe that will soon change their world forever. Located directly in the storm's path, Tacloban bears the brunt of its fury. As Typhoon Haiyan makes landfall, the city is bombarded with powerful winds and torrential rain. The once calm and serene environment turns chaotic, with nature unleashing its full force. Trees are uprooted, buildings are battered, and the sound of the storm drowns out all other noise. The storm surge, amplified by the city's geography, transforms streets into raging rivers, sweeping away everything in its path. The water levels rise rapidly, flooding homes and businesses, and leaving residents scrambling for higher ground. The sheer power of the surge is overwhelming, and the city is quickly submerged underwater. When the storm subsides, the world is met with images of unimaginable destruction. Tacloban is unrecognizable. The once bustling city is now a scene of devastation, with buildings reduced to rubble and streets filled with debris. The scale of the destruction is hard to comprehend, and the city is left in a state of shock and despair. Over 90% of the city is destroyed. The infrastructure is in ruins, and the basic necessities of life are hard to come by. Electricity and water supplies are cut off, and communication lines are down. The residents of Tacloban are left to fend for themselves in the aftermath of the storm. Buildings are reduced to rubble, debris litters the streets, and the stench of death hangs heavy in the air. The once vibrant city is now a ghost town, with the survivors struggling to come to terms with the magnitude of the disaster. The cleanup and recovery efforts seem insurmountable, and the road to rebuilding is long and arduous. The human cost is staggering, with thousands dead and countless others injured or missing. Families are torn apart, and the search for loved ones becomes a desperate and heartbreaking task. Rescue workers and volunteers from around the world come to aid in the relief efforts, but the scale of the tragedy is overwhelming. Tacloban will never be the same, but the resilience and spirit of its people shine through as they begin the long journey of recovery and rebuilding. Section 5. A World Comes to Help. As the world comes to grips with the scale of the disaster, a wave of compassion and aid pours into the Philippines. Countries from around the globe mobilize resources, sending medical teams, search and rescue personnel, and essential supplies. The United States deploys its military, providing crucial logistical support and delivering aid to remote areas. Non-governmental organizations such as the Red Cross and Doctors Without Borders work tirelessly to provide medical care, shelter, and food to the millions affected. The outpouring of support is a testament to the shared humanity that binds us all. In the face of unimaginable loss, the Filipino spirit shines through. From the ashes of destruction, a remarkable story of resilience and rebuilding emerges. Communities come together, sharing whatever little food and resources they have left. The government, though overwhelmed by the scale of the disaster, works tirelessly to deliver aid and restore order. International organizations and NGOs partner with local communities, providing not just immediate relief but also long-term support for rebuilding homes, livelihoods, and infrastructure. The road to recovery is long and arduous, but the determination of the Filipino people is unwavering. Haiyan serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of nature, but it also offers valuable lessons for the future. The importance of robust early warning systems, effective evacuation plans, and disaster-resilient infrastructure becomes painfully clear. Haiyan also exposes the vulnerabilities of developing nations on the front lines of climate change. The Philippines, like many island nations, is particularly susceptible to the impacts of rising sea levels and increasingly intense storms. Haiyan's fury serves as a wake-up call, urging the world to take concrete action on climate change. Scientists have long warned that climate change will lead to more frequent and intense extreme weather events. Haiyan, with its unprecedented fury, is a chilling example of this prediction becoming reality. As global temperatures continue to rise, the likelihood of such catastrophic storms occurring again increases. The international community must come together to address the root causes of climate change. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions through a transition to clean energy sources is crucial. Investing in climate adaptation measures, particularly in vulnerable nations like the Philippines, is equally important. The story of Typhoon Haiyan is one of immense tragedy, but it is also a testament to the enduring human spirit. The The resilience of the Filipino people, their determination to rebuild their lives and communities, offers a beacon of hope. Haiyan's legacy must be one of learning and action. By heeding the lessons of this disaster, by strengthening our resolve to combat climate change, and by standing in solidarity with those affected by such tragedies, we can honor the memory of those lost and build a safer and more sustainable future for all.